What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live. Excuse me, Sean was supposed to be on, but we evidently are still having technical difficulties. So I'm with the headset, so I don't have my mic on, so it might be a little bit different audio, but that's okay. Sean's also going to try to add during the show here to see if we can get that to go and see if we can get him to come on. But I'm not sure if that will be able to happen or not, but we will try. So bear with us for a second when he does try to join back in. What's up, Danny George? What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? Thank you guys for joining. What's up, Nathaniel Sampson? I hope you guys are all doing well. We're going to dive into some Steeler talk. Are the Steelers about to make a move, my friends? Are they about to get it done? We'll see. I seem to think that be the case. So hold on one second. I'm going to see if Sean will pop back up. Hold on. Let's see if we can add Sean. No, Sean, it did not work yet again. It didn't work, man. You're still blank. Oh, he left. All right, guys. Sorry about that. What's up, Gunner Reacts? What's up, TD? We're gonna work that out because we definitely want Sean to be on the show and miss having him. And I'm not sure, guys, exactly what this issue is. I have tried with YouTube. I've tried to uninstall and reinstall the app. I've done so many different things here, and we are unable to figure it out. And I'm not sure what is going on, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, Sean, we tried, bro. We'll get Sean on, guys, because we got to have our boy on here and get that figured out. So it's definitely it's rough for me too because I like to have somebody to talk to because I talk to you guys, but it's a lot harder for me to talk for an hour straight without having input like from somebody that's live with me, doing that. And I've never had the problem before. And then all of a sudden this started. And when it started is right. I feel like Sean and I just said it. Maybe they're punishing me for trying different platforms to stream from instead of using their shit. Maybe I'm being punished. I don't know. It's hard to tell, man, but we will definitely get it going. What's up, Rich Q's my sportsaholic? Mike drop sportsaholic. Absolutely. I love it. But good to see you all. What's up, Downtown? Good to see everybody. We're gonna get moving here with the chat. I'm gonna bring it up here on my screen. So we'll slow roll it here. Oh, sorry. Hold on. There we go. You almost all heard me at one time. Gunner reacts. I went to the Steelers game and I heard MVP chants for Russ. Yeah, and they were chanting the bench's ass at the beginning. Uh, yeah, it didn't make no sense. It was absolutely crazy, man. But shit, Steelers fans, we're passionate, man. We're passionate. Downtown John Broadway. So all because of a fourth round to sixth round percentage playing time. Justin Fields knew this. That may be a factor, absolutely, because you figure here the Steelers want to make a move. I'm firmly believing that they make a move by Wednesday, close of business. Some may disagree with me on that, but I believe there will be a new wide receiver in the building by Wednesday, by the close of business Wednesday, Thursday at the very latest. I really, truly believe that. I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are closing in on a deal with somebody. Who that may be, I do not know. But we'll continue to watch these rumors and things start to pop up. I always tell you there's truth behind rumors sometimes. But again, I definitely feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers add somebody. Is that a move of significance? Is it another lateral move, another boring Steelers move that they typically make? Perhaps. But I really firmly believe they do make a trade. They did make some roster moves today. They brought up a cornerback. His name's slipping my mind. I'll remember it. I should know it. And then they signed Brandon Fehoko back to the practice squad. So he's back in the black and gold. So we'll see exactly how this all plays out for the Steelers. Vaughn Adams, though, out with the knee now. Yeah, so these roster moves, typical season, in-season type roster moves. But the one I'm really concerned about is adding another wide receiver because I think if you are going to do it, now's the time. If Russell Wilson is going to be able to move the football down the field and be able to get this Steelers offense on a roll, I think adding a wide receiver with potentially a 6-2 record heading into the bye week is a very opportune time to do that. and it gets you a couple weeks to bring that wide receiver up to speed with your offense. They will be able to get on this moving train and really make something happen, hopefully. Because guys, really, Roman Wilson's not going to get a lot of snaps throughout this season. He's just not. That's probably a next year project. He hasn't been able to remain healthy. He hasn't been able to remain getting enough reps for Mike Tomlin. To be frank, that's just exactly what it is. He's not getting enough reps, and Mike Tomlin's not comfortable putting him out there as a rookie without the practice reps in hand. Let's keep going through the chat. Tom Manafort, Man of Steel, Ford. What's up, everyone? What's up, man? Daniel Warman, Jason, the refs are terrible this year. I've never seen so many flags thrown just to be waved off. That nose tackle you all signed looks like a monster. Will he be able to play by the bye week or after the bye week? Yeah, we've had him before. Brandon Fajoko's been here before. He's not a real monster. He plays okay though, Daniel. He can do things at times, but yeah, he's been here before. We'll just see exactly how it all plays out with Mon Adams going through some injury stuff here with the knee. We'll see exactly how much time he could get in terms of Brandon Fehoko. Hey, Steelers family, glad we're not Cleveland. Absolutely, Danny George. What's up, man? Sean, for Jonathan Stevens. We are in here daily fire. How about our Steelers? Russ is cooking, looking like prime Russ again. Yeah, I hope he does. I hope he continues that theme. But Russell Wilson's got to do what, guys? The whole thing for Russell Wilson is what? Remaining consistent. And consistency is the most important thing in football. Once you get past the, building of your offensive line, building of your trenches, finding that quarterback to put in place, it all now boils down to consistency and how your team is able to stay consistent throughout the season, not to have too many peaks and valleys. You want them to be a consistent ball club, a steady force, a steady presence all the time. That's how you win a bunch of games. That's how you do things in a big way in the playoffs. It's all about consistency. And again, that was the biggest thing with Naji Harris here as of the last few years. You wanted to see that game in, game out type performance from Naji Harris. And one bright spot is he has been able to put 2 100-yard games together here in a row. So hopefully you're going to see that from him. Guys like Calvin Austin dropping that pass. What does that boil down to? You want to see consistency. Calvin will have the big moments and then have a drop here and there. You can't have that. You got to be consistent. That's what wins, man. Let's keep going here. Daniel Warman, I don't think the Steelers will give up a second-round pick for Cooper Kupp. What's your opinion? I think the Steelers, with a record of 6-2, like if that's what they're aiming for here, 6-2. Well, of course that's what they're aiming for, but that's when they achieve that. They're 5-2 right now. There's no better time than right now. You have quarterback on a 1-year deal in Russell Wilson, a quarterback on a 1-year deal in Justin Fields. You have a defense that's built to win a championship, frankly. And you have the opportunity to potentially have a really good offense behind the arm of Russell Wilson. There's no better time. There's no reason to wait. And why not give up a second-round pick? That's just my feelings. Why not do it? I'm not big on giving up draft capital, but when the circumstance changes and the opportunity is just right, here we sit, and the opportunity is just right for the Pittsburgh Steelers to go out there and do this thing. There's no reason not to. That's the question. No reason not to. Yes, it's a second round pick, and you know me with draft capital, Daniel, especially you watch all the time. You know how I am about keeping high value draft picks because that's how you have to really truly build a franchise up. And I hate giving them away, but sometimes it makes sense. Like when Minkah Fitzpatrick was used for a first round pick. It made sense. Now, I know Cooper Kupp has been battling some injuries, so that might not be worth it. You might potentially go toward a more of a lateral type move to add depth in a Mike Williams. But you're looking at guys that want to fill a role. So I'm not sure if Cooper Kupp is going to fill that role that the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for him to fill. The Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for a real number 2, not a slot receiver, guys. That's not what they're looking for. They have those guys. They have Van Jefferson. They have Calvin Austin. They have guys that can play in the slot. What they're looking for is another guy out there on the edge. That's what you're trying to achieve here. And not saying that Calvin can't move out and play more of the edge, and you bring in a more accomplished slot receiver in a guy like Cooper Kupp. But that is what Cooper Kupp is, guys, a really good slot receiver. And is that what you're aiming toward? I don't know if that's the piece of the puzzle you're trying to fill here. And you really have to have some high confidence in sliding those other guys out on a more consistent basis when you add a more slot type guy. That's just what it boils down to. James Bauman, I don't see the Steelers really making a move at wide receiver for a wide receiver. I'm going to just tell you this, James, and I reported it earlier today. I put it out on Twitter. I put it out in the community section. And I could be wrong, and you know I will admit it, James. You know I will admit it when I'm dead wrong. But I will say this: the Pittsburgh Steelers will make a move at wide receiver, definitely before week's end. But I look for it by the close of business on Wednesday. I look for it tomorrow. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out here to Mike Drop Sports. I feel a move coming. I'm just seeing too many things out there flying around right now. I think this is the time. I think everything lines up perfectly for the Pittsburgh Steelers to do just what I'm saying. Make a move. Now, who that move is, I do not know, guys, and nobody frankly knows. We have some guesses. We have some available people that we could potentially say could be an option, but I'm not truly sure who that is just yet. You haven't heard no real leaks about that yet, but there are inquiries being made by Omar Khan. And I've been seeing some reports that there's some deals that might be close to getting done. So we'll see exactly what happens here. And again, Jason could be dead freaking wrong here, but I really truly believe it. And we'll see exactly what happens. Again, it could not be a splash move, too. It could be more of a lateral move, a same old boring type move that the Steelers have been known to make throughout the years. Maybe that's how it goes. It might not be one of these huge names. Could it be a DeAndre Hopkins? Could it be a Cooper Kupp? But those guys have had some injuries this year. Could it be a Mike Williams from the Jets? Could it be a Garrett Wilson from the Jets? There's your wild card, guys. There's your wild card. And Garrett Wilson would fit perfectly inside of the Pittsburgh Steelers system. Tom Ford, I was really worried about that game. It didn't feel right. I guess that just tells me that my gut doesn't know football. No, Tom, it tells you that you're a realist, that you're looking at the truth. And when we were looking at this team before that game and you were looking what the Jets had been able to do, you were looking how close they had been to winning some games. You know, Aaron Rodgers, guys, here's something that's really crazy about the Jets. Aaron Rodgers had 3 opportunities in closing drives to win ball games for this team in 2024, the Jets. And he wasn't able to get it done. That's kind of an uneasy feeling if you're paying him the money you're paying him, if you're the New York Jets and you've done the things, everything that he's asked you to do, you've done. And that would make you really feel uneasy. That's the really weird spot that the Jets are in. That's why I perhaps think that maybe a guy like a Garrett Wilson could be potentially put out there. The Jets are going to have to start recouping some of this shit that they spent on all this team that they just threw together. And the one thing about the Jets is, guys, you threw a team together with really talented players, but you didn't put a team together. And that's a problem, man. That's a problem. And Aaron Rodgers, with his attitude, with where he's at in his career, he's not a guy that you're going to sit back and watch that quarterback build a team up. He's not that guy. He's a guy that you plug and play in a ready-made team, a ready-made system. And I just think the Jets went about the Aaron Rodgers experiment all wrong. I think where Aaron Rodgers needed to go here in the last couple years of his career was a place that had a team that was solid from top to bottom already, and all they needed was a quarterback. And the Jets weren't there. Some may have thought because they had their defense in place and things of that nature, but injuries happened and things like that. So it just wasn't to the level that I think most people thought it was with the New York Jets. But we're turning our focus now to those Giants, the New York Football Giants. as the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, guys, try to go to 6-2. And I think damn well they make this move for a wide receiver. I think the Steelers are about to roll the dice and go all in because you got to realize something too. And I've been saying it all week. The Steelers have not put a game together where they've played all 4 quarters offensively. And it's really awesome that you're getting the major contributions from special teams. The defense has been able to hold on pretty tight, even with injuries. And all they're doing is getting more and more healthy as this time moves on. And you're going to get some key players back after the bye. You're going to get Zach Frazier. You're going to get Herbig. You're going to get Corey Trice probably. You're going to get Cameron Sutton. You have Beanie Bishop who's starting to play really well. You're going to get a Jermonte KZ back. You're going to be loaded up depth-wise here, guys. And now if you can fix the little bit of depth problem that you have right now on that wide receiver room, I think you could do real big things, man. Really big things. And yeah, I want to see a wide receiver brought in because I think it is a piece of the puzzle that's missing. Um, eh, eh, but yet I do want to see Connor Hayward, Pat Fryermuth, Darnell Washington. I want to see them more and more and more and more involved each and every single week, man, because I think that that's of utmost importance also. But man, I gotta say, if Russell Wilson can remain consistent and you add a piece, another dangerous weapon across from George Pickens, and then you have guys sprinkled in the slot that got real skill, like a Calvin Austin that has the potential to blow the top off a defense, that has the potential to run a drag route and take it for 80. It has the potential to run a seam and take it for 80. Though those things are very scary if you're a defense and you're starting to face the Steelers, and that's going to open up what the Steelers love to do, the run game. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Cordell Patterson that you're going to get back. You're going to have a 3-headed monster. And whenever the run game is really, really sound with solid running backs from top to bottom in that room, that helps the offensive line too, because when the offensive line is able to just block vertically, downhill block each and every play, just really on a consistent basis, that builds their confidence, that builds their technique, that just builds their aggressiveness also. And you're going to start to see that offensive line just get better and better and better. I'm telling you, this is how it's all going to work, man. I may be dead wrong, but this is what I foresee coming. Let's get back to the chat. What's up, Biz? What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? James Bauman, Jason, get on the hoodies. I'm going to be cold in the Berg soon. Dude, I got to do it. I got to do it, man. I've been trying to work on these affiliate programs through Temu and through Amazon. And I've signed up. I'm trying to work on the promo codes, get those all to work to pass on some savings to you guys to generate some revenue here for the channel. That way I can start doing more and more and more and more because that's, when you're doing these things like merch and stuff like that, I just want to ensure that I have some more other revenue streams coming in other than just YouTube because it's difficult to make a bunch of money off of YouTube. Honestly, you got to get so many views, and we're just not to that status to where I'm going to make a pile of money off of YouTube to fund all these things. So I'm trying to get some other revenue streams coming into the channel to in order to start to do some of those things like merch and stuff. But Sean, we're supposed to do that, Sean. Let's get on that, bro. Maybe your sister can help us out, at least get us some going, at least get us a little bit of stock. And I could definitely do that. All right, let's get back to the chat here. Damn. All right. Now there are Cooper Kupp rumors. There's going to be rumors, man. Cooper Kupp makes sense. It does. But then again, does it make sense? There's two sides to that coin also. But there's going to be a lot of rumors. I can just say this, and I'll say this because Jason is pretty damn sure. It's going to be somebody. It's going to be a receiver. The Steelers are just in the right spot, and it makes no sense for Omar Khan to sit with his hands under his legs, to sit on his hands. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't see how you pass up this moment without really going all in. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting the shit out of that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. We're going to dive in here on the chat and try to catch up, wave those terrible towels to Miss Pittsburgh, downtown, Joel Broadway. So if we do add another wide receiver, as to what will he really provide? Because we don't utilize our tight ends, huh? Why? I think you're going to see more utilization. You can't use everybody every game, which would be nice. I would like to downtown. I think that would be super balanced, man. You couldn't get any more balance than that, but use every weapon you have, you know? But I think you're going to see each and every week a group of guys shine, you know, a different group of guys, hopefully. But what would another wide receiver provide? Less double teams for George Pickens, more one-on-one matchups for Russell Wilson to exploit. And Russell Wilson isn't afraid to throw the 50-50 ball. And that will trickle down to that tight end room. That will trickle down to the rest of the wide receiver room. If you add another target of significance, another guy that the defense really has to pay attention to, that adds a whole new layer to this offense. And especially if you can get this run game really cranking, it makes the Steelers very, very dangerous, my friends. It puts them in a different category here in the AFC as a conference. It puts them instantly into the upper echelons of the conference. Why? Because they have a defense. They play special teams really, really well right now. Danny Smith has done a fantastic job, led by Captain Miles Killebrew, and that special teams group. Chris Boswell, they got it going on, guys. I'm telling you, and that is an important phase. We haven't had the punting that we've had here as of late. If you're a Steelers fan, to see the constant flipping of the field, you don't hold your breath when Corliss Waitman comes out there. You know he's going to put the boot to that thing, and he's going to pin them back a little bit. He's not going to shank it for 20 yards. And if he did, it would be damn weird and odd. It's not like every time when Presley Harvin was coming out there, every Steeler fan was holding their breath, hoping that the Steelers, drive stalled at the 40, and you're going to give the other team the ball back at the 40 because he's a professional punter and punted it net 20 yards. Get the hell out of here. Damn, downtown. You got me going downtown. All right, Gun Reacts 21. Give Russ all the money. No, I don't think you should overpay for Russ, no matter what. I don't. And here's the thing I think about Russell Wilson right now, and I say this very confidently. I don't think Russell Wilson will ask the Steelers if this all plays out the way the Steelers would hope it does, or that Russ hopes it does, and Russ takes them very far into the playoffs. I'm not saying he has to win a championship, but takes them very far and shows a lot of promise. And the Steelers say, hey, Russ, let's do a 3-year deal. I don't think Russ tries to break the bank. Russ is at the section of his career, the part of his career right now, to where money, it's not everything. Chasing Lombardi, cementing his legacy. That's what it's about. Yes, he'll make fat money. Yes, he'll be a very wealthy man through those years, but it's not going to break the bank of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers absolutely know that. And the Steelers probably would rather sign a guy like Russ Wilson, because I guarantee you they think, hey, man, we could probably get him for 35, 40 mil. Everybody else is paying 50, 55 mil. But we could go out there and maybe, get his cap hit down to 28 mil with some bonuses and shit, and try to do it that way. They got a plan, and it's in place. And one nice thing is, you're starting to see them really follow a plan, a structure, which is really, really cool. Biz, do we keep Russ in or go back to Fields? Who is the better quarterback? After a performance like Sunday night, I don't know how you can go back to Justin now, until Russ really performs badly or is injured. Then that is, the option is back on the table. And I'm not saying Russ has to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. But if the Steelers offense can consistently put up 24 points or better in each and every game, if you're Mike Tomlin, you have to understand that that gives you an opportunity to win each and every single week. And that's all you can ask for from your quarterback. Consistency, my friends. Consistency, consistency, consistency. All right, guys, make sure you double tap that screen to give us a like here on Steel City Live as we continue to dive through the live chat, the only place on YouTube where your voice is heard, where every chat question is typically answered, every chat comment. We really strive to do that. And I know other channels say that they try to include everybody, but they really don't. But come here, and we will definitely try to get you involved and to hear your thoughts here on Steel City Live each and every night. So make sure you are tuning in and make sure your notification bell's on. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Do yourself a damn favor and join the most truthful and most exciting community for Steelers fans or NFL fans in general here on Steel City Live and Mike Drop Sports. Tom Ford, it looks like Brandon Ayuk is out for the season. Yeah, man, torn ACL. Jonathan Stevens, we should have signed Naji, a leader's leader, a real Steeler. I want him to retire as Steeler, but what do I know? Jonathan, I don't discount what your feelings are because Najee is a leader. Najee is that. I think what Najee's problem was and what turned the Steelers off from Najee, for one, his consistency. He hasn't been consistent. The guy only has 8 career 100-yard rushing games. And how do you pay top running back dollars to a guy that has averaged 60 yards a game? That's his average throughout his career. And I understand that. I agree with you. I think Naji Harris is a hell of a ball player, but I can also see where the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming from. And another factor that plays into this, and this is a sad factor of it, and a factor I don't like, and that is the running back situation in the NFL. It's a devalued position. And the Steelers understand that. The Steelers aren't no dummies to that. And they are probably sitting there thinking to themselves, why pay a guy when we'll just go out there and find another you in a minute, just like the song says, you know? Now, whether that's right or wrong is, up for debate. And that's the choice of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I can agree with you. Leaders are hard to find. And putting Najee in long term, if you can get it for the right price, get him back for the right price, I think is a solid decision. I don't want to see Najee go, but the Steelers got to make it work financially for both sides. And they got to make it work for Najee. And he has to be consistent. And if he can be consistent, I could see the Steelers coming to him with a better offer in the offseason. And maybe they do get a deal done. But we know the Steelers don't do business during the regular season or the postseason. So that will have to wait until the summer. But yeah, definitely, I can see exactly what you're saying, Jonathan. Uh, Sean, I don't think the Steelers make any moves for a wide receiver this year. It would have happened by now. It is what it is. I can see why you think that too, Sean. No doubt about it. I can definitely see why you think that. But again, like we were just talking about, or what I was just talking about, was the situation, the circumstances. They change. And that's when we got to just continually reevaluate all the variables at play, every piece of the situation. And that kind of gives you a little bit of a crystal ball into what's going on, you know? And definitely, I think the Steelers, with what situation they are in right now, the present situation, the current circumstance in which they find this team, is a good one. And I think it's time that you have to capitalize on it. And sometimes you have to make those moves. That's why I'm so really hell bent on believing that the Pittsburgh Steelers make a move by the close of business tomorrow afternoon. I just really have this gut feeling. Let's keep going. James Bauman, Cam Sutton, Corey Trice, and Herbig after the bye with Russ running offense will be fun to watch. Absolutely, James. This team could be really, really fun and exciting to watch. You know what's crazy? And I heard this today. Actually, I read this today. Uh, do you know Mike Tomlin, in his whole coaching tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers, almost spanning 2 decades, has never had an assistant coach go on to become a head coach, which that you all know. But here's another staggering statistic about Mike Tomlin that makes you really wonder. And he's never had an assistant coach that wasn't a coordinator go on to be a coordinator, go on to be hired as a coordinator. Never. He's never had any coaches ever promoted inside of the NFL. Almost 2 decades of coaching. Is that not staggering to hear? I just thought that was interesting. I won't have to comment on it anymore. I'm just saying this isn't a Mike Tomlin dog fest tonight. But I just wanted to bring that up. Gunner Reacts 21. Somehow we managed to make the playoffs for 5 years in a row, and we always lose in the wild card. Yeah, Gunner, absolutely. Hopefully, what the difference is this year is the Steelers aren't scoreboard watching and backing in to the playoffs and needing a bunch of help. You know what I mean? Hopefully, this team is a lot more healthy. Hopefully, this team has a quarterback that is solidified and in place, and no type of quarterback controversy come playoff time. That's just the type of things that you're hoping for, and you're hoping for Mike Tomlin to be able to get this ball club over the hump. All right, guys, make sure you're double tapping the screen for us here on Steel City Live. Send this show out into the YouTube algorithm by liking, sharing, subscribing. Guys, we got to get the shares up. I meant to say that. We got to get the shares up. I can see how many times the show's shared, and it's usually, like 5, 6 times. Let's get it up to like 20, 30 times. That really, really helps, guys, so very much. And I'm putting a call to action for all you guys out there in the Mic Drop Mafia, out there in Mic Drop community here on YouTube. Share and like. Those are the two biggest things. And comment. Commenting is awesome too. Make sure you go through the comments, liking those things, doing those things like that. Talking with other fans here on the channel as we approach 4,000 of you strong. We are almost there, so let's continue to push forward. And we are going to work on the merch. Sean, we got to do that together. We got to find that out. You got to connect. Giants are going to get swept. I hope so, man. Downtown Cup in Hell's freaking yawns. Brandon Akis. They will never pick up a star wide receiver, especially Cup. He's too white for Tomlin. Yeah, we're not doing that race stuff here, bro. I don't like that, man. I can't entertain that, brother. Keep that. Yeah, we don't do that here, man. Race doesn't play any factor in this shit. This is 2024, man. We're all one people, man. We ain't doing that race shit. Gunner Reacts 2021. We did that. Gunner Reacts 2021. 41-0. Is that your score prediction? Steelers win. I hope, Gunner. That'd be sick. What's up, Big Russ? Sean, if the Steelers do make a move, I hope it's a good move and nothing out of desperation. Absolutely. And Sean brings up a good point. You don't make moves out of desperation, no. But I think that what Sean said really adds value to what I was talking about earlier, and talking about that they are in the right situation and there isn't any type of desperation here right now. You're just trying to make the most solid move to add quality depth to that wide receiver room here. And don't make a move if it has to be over the top and exuberantly expensive. Don't make it. And you're right, Sean. Don't be desperate. And just tell these teams, like, look, this is what we're willing to pay. If anybody wants to pay you more, so be it. We'll ride out with what we got. But this is what we want. We want to pay. You can give us a call back if you want to do it. And hang up the damn phone. Somebody will bite, man. Somebody will bite. Teams are going to be cleaning houses, guys. Why? Because teams realize that they're out of the playoff race already. You look at the Browns. They dumped Amari Cooper. They knew they weren't going to make the playoffs. They know they have no prayer. They know they're the Cleveland Browns. They dumped their best player at wide receiver. Got rid of him. Goodbye. The Jets, they're 2-5. It's going to be a very long shot for them to make the playoffs. They're probably going to get rid of one of those receivers and start really trying to build a team around a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers next year, or 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers next year. Perhaps that's their plan. Maybe the Steelers could get Garrett Wilson. That would be really, really good. All right. D-Hop or Williams probably fit better and wouldn't cost nearly as much as Cup. Absolutely, Robert. I agree with that. Wave your towels for Miss Pittsburgh. Gunner Reacts 21. Can we get D-Hop? We can. But one thing with Cup and D-Hop, they've both been dealing with injuries this year, guys. They both started minimal games. So you have to err on the side of caution with that. Extra Black, what's up, man? Con, don't make lateral moves. I have faith in Con. I hope you're right, man. Definitely. I hope you're right. I have faith in him too. I really do. But I've seen him make some lateral moves, and I'm not sure that he's ever done that in a trade just yet. I haven't seen enough trades out of him to really know that. Deontay Johnson, I felt like the Steelers won the Deontay Johnson trade, in my opinion. They weren't going to pay him again anyway. So they won with Dante Jackson, who's made some really big splash plays. So I'm hoping Extra Black's absolutely correct here with calling in terms of trades. Mark Malone, we're not trading for a wide receiver. James Bauman, Wilson, you are dreaming, but I'll dream with you on that one. TD, Cup's dead cap hit would be about 50 million the next 2 years for the Rams. I don't think they are trading him. TD, yeah, you would work out that number would be different, man. You would work out a lot of different stuff with the contract, man. Teams would take on certain amounts of money. That wouldn't be, the Rams paying 50 million dead cap. That's if they would release him. Dead cap is like if you're releasing a player. You trade a player, the financial terms of their contract and shit are all going to fall onto the next team or partially on the next team, depending on what you put into the trade package, in terms of what the team that's making the trade for the player, giving you the player, what they do in terms of, what they receive in terms of draft capital and financial shit in return for Cup, or what the Steelers are going to have to pick up. And you know how the Steelers do it. They don't pay full price for shit. They're bargain shoppers, baby. It's rainbows, bitch. Shit is cheap. You remember that? Night school. Tiffany Haddish, when she said that on there, when they were like, she's like, I'm going to shop. I'm in a shop when she was all depressed, and she was like, yeah, something about that being emotional. And she like, it's rainbows, bitch. Shit is cheap. Let's keep going, man. Robert wrote, I think Cup winds up in Tampa Bay. They lost both starting wide receivers last night. That's interesting, Robert, and that definitely plays a role. You look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they're out there hunting for a wide receiver. The Chargers have been rumored to be interested in a wide receiver. There are several teams out there that are in the hunt for wide receivers. So there is competition in the trade market. So that perhaps may drive the price up enough to where the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't interested. But definitely, I still am really hell bent on this. JT, I don't think the second half of the season will be as bad as people think, double digit team fashion. Yeah, dude, the Steelers always play the division well, guys. I'm not overly concerned about the back half. Is it a rough go? Absolutely, it's a rough time. Uh, but you look at the Bengals, you look at the Browns, I think they're both easily beatable, in my opinion. I may be wrong. And then you look at the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, who hasn't beat the Steelers really but one time in his NFL career so far. So that doesn't really strike fear into me with that kind of record. Now, that's not saying Lamar doesn't come out and light the Steelers up twice this year. But I think the Steelers will definitely split with the Ravens for sure. And I think they could potentially sweep the Bengals this year again and the Browns. I definitely think they could do both. Let's keep going, man. Sean, I watched the game again, and I am very impressed with Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson plays full speed on every single play until the whistle blows. Yeah, man. He's definitely been a welcomed addition. Absolutely, Sean. And I think he's going to be a really good one. Dude, listen to this, man. These national media people, I was listening to one former player, I believe. He's always on, I think, ESPN, I want to say. But he breaks down tape all the time. I'll have to find it again. But he was sitting there and he's like, the Pittsburgh Steelers have always drafted inside and outside linebackers so well. If they've drafted inside linebackers so well, why is it taking a decade for them to find Ryan Shazier's replacement? Just asking. Just saying. They haven't drafted inside linebackers well as of late. Now they've gotten some in free agency, and hopefully Peyton Wilson changes that trend at inside linebacker for the drafting purpose of that conversation. But definitely he's really played well, Sean. James Bauman, Peyton Wilson is a machine. Absolutely. Braden can't shoot threes. Go Ravens. John Broadway. Oh, don't just love how Tomlin is well compensated. He ain't no genius. Again, he's a BS artist. There are cracks that open more eyes to question him finally. Yeah, it's just definitely that statistic that I put out there. It really makes you wonder what the deal is. All right, guys, double tap the screen here to like us here on Steel City Live. Like the show, send it out into the YouTube algorithm, guys. We're here having quality conversation each and every night. Make sure you're sharing it to all your friends. Bring everybody into the community of almost 4,000 fans, man. That's very hard to believe. So let's continue that growth and let's continue adding more and more members here to the community, which I think is one of the best in all of YouTube with the way the community here in the chat supports each other, is very familiar with each other. Everybody definitely talks back and forth. It is a definitely a really cool chat. So make sure you're double tapping that screen, hitting that like for us are here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, each and every day here. Don't forget to check out our daily uploads every single day. Those are greatly appreciated if you would like and share those also. Let's continue through the chat. Tom Ford, I hope the Steelers prepare for the New York Giants like they would for a great team. Yeah, you can't overlook anybody in this league, man. Tom is exactly right. You cannot overlook anybody. Every week, you have to prepare like it's a Super Bowl every single week. I'm sorry, this league is that tight, that competitive, and that's why they say any given Sunday, my friends. That's exactly why they say it. So you got to prepare like it's your last one each and every single week, and that should go for every football team at every level. And if you're not doing that each and every week, what are you out there for? You don't got no damn heart. You don't got no freaking heart, bro. That's that gets me on my tirade with my boys. I'm trying to instill that in them that you have to come out every single week and want it. You have to come out and prepare every week. You can't take plays off. You're letting your brother down on the team. You can't do that. You have to come out and just give everything every day. You have to leave it out there all the time. Shit, I wish I would have lived by that motto when I was young, man. No doubt about it. You got to play like that. Sean says Elliott and Bishop balled out. The whole damn team balled out. I am very excited. Guys, Deshaun Elliott's the best acquisition that the Steelers made this offseason. Hands down, 1,000%. No doubt about it, in my opinion. He's just a superstar, dude. I'm telling you, he fits like a glove inside of this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. All he does is make consistent plays, and he is the epitome of consistency back there with Minka Fitzpatrick. John Broadway, boo Ratbirds. Braden can't shoot. Ratbirds is crazy. NGL. Sean, I think the Steelers put up 40 plus points against the Giants. I hope so. I'd love to see a 40 pointer put up by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rod, Giants have a decent defense. Absolutely, Rod. And we are going to dive into that this week. The defensive front for the Giants is one of concern if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers with how that offensive line has played so far in this young season. Heading into week 8 here, you definitely have to be prepared if you're the Steelers on offense in that inside or on that offensive line. Because the Giants can get to the quarterback in a big way, and their secondary is in a bunch of slouches. It's full of high quality draft picks that can definitely do some damage, man. I even think they have Janoris Jenkins there or somebody. You remember? That's a name that I haven't heard in a while. I think they have it. I thought my son had told me he plays for them. So do the Jets. Yeah, they did. They did. They had a lot of injuries too. We'll give them that, but so does everybody else, you know? Michael Mosley, what's up, man? Good to see you. Craig Werlow, they can't afford to wait to get a wide receiver with all these injuries around the league. Absolutely, Craig. Good to see you, man. I think it's time, Craig. It is time, Omar Khan, to make this move. This is the opportunity you've waited for. This is it. The circumstance has fit. Everything fits. The puzzle is coming together. It's falling into place. Do it now. And I think it is done. I think it's done this week, guys. You heard it here. Jason is telling you that it gets done. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm telling you it gets done. I got that feeling, man. I got that feeling that I haven't had throughout all this wide receiver drama this whole summer, this whole preseason, this whole regular season so far. I've not had this feeling. Why? Because the circumstance, the situation hasn't been as it is right now, and this is definitely the time. It all makes sense to make that move, to make that run. It's time, dude. It's been over a decade, Mike. It's been over a decade, Mike. It's time. Let's go. Let's get off the shitter and make a move, bro. All right, double tap that screen for us, hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason, as always, as we continue through the chat. Downtown, John Broadway, he's talking to Sean. Russ, he's talking to them. Biz, I don't think they're getting a wide receiver. A lot of you guys, that's several now. With Biz's comment there, too, that's several you that really are on the side that they don't get one. You guys all could potentially be right, man. Definitely. So it's going to be a flip of a coin, but yeah, a lot of you don't think that it's going to happen. John Broadway, hey, Tom Ford, he's talking to them. Tyler, what's up, man? Good evening. Robert Road, I was shocked when we kept Harvin over Waitman a few years ago. I am glad we got Waitman back. He's been spectacular, Robert. Absolutely. With the injury to Cameron Johnston, definitely he's been such a big key player here for the Steelers. And I know a lot of people, when the punter is doing really, really well, a lot of people just forget about it and take it for granted. But what Corliss Waitman has done this season has been a significant contribution to the Steelers 5-2 record right now. Russell Wilson needs one more Lombardi to solidify his legacy in the NFL. I think so too, Sean. I think it got to be done with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But no, seriously, he does. He does. He needs one more. Why? Because I feel like he's just like right there on that line of a Hall of Fame guy. And I feel one more Super Bowl really just slam dunks it for Russell Wilson, cements that legacy as an all-time great in this league. I really do. James Bauman, Jason, do you think with Dak getting $60 million a year, how much does it hurt trying to get Fields or Wilson on friendly team deal? I don't think it does at all. I think each team finds itself in their own circumstance, their own situation. And the Steelers find themselves in a situation where they have a quarterback that is late in his career, that has a couple more years left in the gas tank, and could potentially be willing to take a little bit of a discount to go chase some Lombardis here, to do what we were just talking about, cement that legacy, to really solidify his place in history in the NFL. And some guys think about that. And Russell Wilson is a very intelligent man of God, very team-friendly type guy. And I could see that being the case. I could see him taking 35 mil. I could see him doing that. Even if he won a Super Bowl this year, I could see him taking 35 or 40 and just saying, you know what? I'm here. I'm good with it. Let's win some Super Bowls, man. Spread it out to some other fellas on this team. Bring me some weapons. I could see Russell Wilson doing that. And guys, making $35-40 million a year is a lot of money. And Russell Wilson knows that. He is a very wealthy man who's made a ton of money, not just from the NFL, the 3 brand with Nike. He's cashing in, guys, cash in his NFL career. He is a wealthy, solid man of God. And I truly believe that he thinks more about the Steelers as a franchise and what they can potentially do moving forward, more than just a paycheck. James Bauman, Jason, we did that. Russ, me too, Robert. We did that. Daniel Warman, hey, Russ, and all of Mike Drop Sports followers. Bless you all. I saw a lot more energy with Wilson. I believe it's his job to lose. Thank you. Yeah, you go out there and you put 37 points up. You have 2 throwing touchdowns. You rush for 1 touchdown. You show a ton of consistency, and that's what Mike Tomlin has to be looking for. And you have a Super Bowl championship on your resume. You're a solid veteran. You go out there and you show that you can make checks in and out of plays. It's hard to displace a guy like that if you're Justin Fields. It just is. And the situation just didn't work out in Justin's favor, sadly. Did I think Justin played bad enough to be benched? No. But now the situation and the circumstance is what it is. And short of an injury, it's going to be really hard for Justin Fields to crack that lineup again over top of one Russell Wilson. I think 3 is in there to stay. All right, guys. Maybe Russell Wilson 3 is going to chase that third appearance inside of a Super Bowl. 3 numbers always repeat themselves too. It's weird. But anyway, all right, guys, make sure you're double tapping the screen, hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live. If you're on PC, just hit that like button. And if you're on TV, you're going to have to wait until you get onto a mobile device to hit that like button, I believe, unless you have some sort of keyboard or something for your TV or a mouse or something. I'm not sure how you do it on TV, but if you're watching on TV, thank you. John Broadway, yes, Russell Wilson is on a different playing attitude. Tom Ford, I don't sound blasphemous as a Steelers fan, but I've been hearing all offseason people calling Omar Khan the con artist. Personally, so far, I'd call him the BS artist. Yeah, I think he's done. I think he's done really well, but I could see where you're coming from, Tom. Russ, Mo Drop Show is the best. Mike Drop Show is the best, as well as the chat family. 5 stars. Thank you, Russ. Appreciate that. Again, that is all because of you guys. So make sure you are double tapping that screen, giving us a like here on Steel City Live. I'm so thankful too, guys. The viewership has been up so much. And again, thank you so very much. It's very humbling. Farmer Junior 81. What's up, man? Long time no see. I don't think I've seen you in a while. He's only had 1,000 yards plus ever in a season he's played. I'm not sure who he was talking about, Farmer. I can't remember. I know I'm behind in the chat, so I probably lost it in my mind of who you were talking about. You can put it back down there though, and let me know. Craig Warlow, I hear they might go get an offensive lineman to help as backup strength. They may, but guys, Craig, you got to be real with yourself here for this what you're talking about, offensive lineman. You're not going to get anybody of significance. You may get some random depth piece. You may, but you are not going to get an offensive line of significance, guys. There are too many teams in the NFL that don't have a good offensive line that would trade for one in a minute. And the teams that have some good ones, they don't trade them during the season. They never do. So don't count on any type of offensive line trade, Craig. It's probably really far fetched for anything like that to ever happen in mid-season, mind you. Now, off-season, that's a different story. But mid-season, people aren't giving away offensive linemen no matter how bad their team is. Danny George, that's what I say to my buddies that read all the chats, not like other Steelers shows. Absolutely, Daniel or Danny. Thank you, man. He's only played through them. Oh. Let me know who you're talking about, Farmer. I'm trying to remember who we were talking about. I would love Garrison. What's up, Danny? Farmer dude. But hey, put him down. Big being cheap isn't smart. Are you talking about Naj, maybe? You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about. Or Cooper Cup, maybe, or somebody, maybe one of the wide receivers. Sean Najee is awesome. Love the way he's playing right now. Danny George, hey Russ, good to see you here. John Broadway, downtown. Tom May, Man of Steel Ford. The Roonies are more the issue of why Tomlin gets his well compensated life, not Con. Craig, we're talking. I'm keeping going, guys. Tomlin, it's a Super Bowl this year or time for a new coach. Extra black, shaking my head. Najee has played behind one of the worst O-lines these past few years. He has been with the Steelers. This year's O-line is finally an upgrade from years before, but Broderick Jones, shaking my head, is awful. Actually, this offensive line is worse than what last year's was, and Najee ran behind that. This offensive line statistically is worse. So definitely, I see what you're saying, Extra Black, but it's definitely it's been consistent, at least for him most of the time. But definitely they've had some bad O-line play. But, I'm going to put some accountability on Najee also. He's not perfect. You know what I mean? But definitely he could have done a lot of things better. And consistency is definitely something that he hasn't had, even when the offensive line has been playing well in front of him. And that's just sadly what it is. Now, too, I'll give you this, Extra Black. The scheme has been bad sometimes, too. Mike Tomlin has been in an ultra conservative mode sometimes also, which loads a lot of people into the box because they have no ability to stretch the field. I'll give Najee that also. There's a lot of variables at play. But the stats are the stats. The situation is the situation. And like I said, shaking my head with this, the running back situation in the NFL, it's a devalued position. So you have to look at it that way. And Jason isn't saying whether it's right or wrong. So don't shake your head at me, big boy. I'm just saying. Jason ain't saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that the running back situation is devalued, and the Steelers might have took all of those variables in and made their decision that way. But again, I wouldn't mind seeing Najee Harris here. But again, the numbers are the numbers, and sadly, they didn't get him done. They didn't get a deal done. Jake Peters, Russ is going to save this country. The draft after the current 5-2 start. How do you think we will finish the end of the season compared to how you thought we would be after the preseason? I said 11-6, 10-5. 11-6. Yeah, 11-6 or 10-7 is what I said. Sorry. I was trying to remember exactly what I said. I said like that. That area is what I said. Um, I could see 11-6. I could see that, or 12-5, maybe a game better, maybe. But definitely 11-6 for sure. I think so. But that should be good. That should make you securely into playoffs. You know what I mean? But I'm still around the same area. I might be a game better than what at the start than what I predicted at the start. Jake Peters, I'm going to share this thing. Jake, appreciate you. Downtown extra black damn Skippy, 100% agree. Russ, Super Bowl all the way. Mark Collins, I believe if we beat the Giants, I believe they try to get Darius Slayton from the Giants. That wouldn't hurt. He's a guy that can play the edge too. He could be, a two. John Broadway, downtown Jason. It's because Tomlin doesn't want anyone around him that has football common sense to what we all hear. Gets frustrated with. I'm not in there. I can't comment on that. I don't know what he does inside of the building. I'm not there to do it, or I'm not there to hear what he got going on or see how he does things in the building. I'm just going off his stats and what I see publicly. And definitely there's some issues there, no doubt about it. All right, guys, double tap that screen. We're about to be up over 30 likes with the next person to double tap that screen. I'd appreciate it. Send the show into the YouTube algorithm. We're about to be done here and wrap it up. Let me try to get through the chat. Jake Peters, just let Russ cook at the end of the day. Russ, yeah, I mean Garrett Wilson. I hope so, man. I hope so, Russ. Rubber Road. Cup has only played 2 games this year. Yes, he has. Just like DeAndre Hopkins has only started 2 games this year. We won the trade getting Jackson. I think so too. Mark Collins, there's also rumors of KC trading for Darius Slayton to replace Rice. We don't need or want Cup. That's from Russ. The draft, who do you think would be the best fit for the Steelers at wide receiver that would actually be possible? In my opinion, one that I think is possible. I think Garrett Wilson would be the best. If the Steelers were able to put a deal together to get Garrett Wilson from the Jets, I think that would be the best move the Steelers can make right now. That's just my opinion. Hope Chiefs. You hope the Chiefs are unbeaten so we can smash them on Christmas. I'll be at that game. Yeah, man, you're gonna be hopefully a good one there, Russ. Kevin Lynch, what's up, man? Steelers can't let the Giants be a trap game. Absolutely not, Kevin. I think we go 5-1 in the North again. That'd be a pretty sweet record. And the Steelers go 5-1 in the North, man, and split the Eagles and Chiefs games. And we'll give them a loss with we'll just say the Commanders. That would be 1, 2, 3 more losses. That would put them at 5. That would give them a 12-5 record if they did that, and lost 2 of those out of division games. And 2 NFC games, maybe they split those. Maybe they beat the Chiefs. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe that could be the outcome of this season. That could very well be it. Downtown, Aaron Rodgers will have the same fate as Brett Favre, and all those QBs who went and Trude. It takes the team. Everybody's trying for a Peyton Manning miracle. Absolutely, man. Shit. Damn. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find this. You guys are so far ahead of me. I don't even know where I'm at. Best show. Thank you, man. Sean, yeah, Russ, I agree. Steelers should beat as proper this weekend. Sorry, guys. Waylon Biz up. Russ and George going to be the next duo. Let me get down in the chat a little bit. Mark Collins, he's talking to Tom. Your boys look good Sunday, Russ. Looks good. Mark Collins, he ran a sub 4.3. Dexter Lawrence is a dog. Mike Miller, Permani Brothers has a new sandwich called Danger Russ. That's cool. Maybe I'll go try that. Permani's is a bucket list item for me. Sean, well, get your ass up here, man. Hey, guys, if we grow the channel enough, this has been a thing Sean and I have talked about. Guys, I'm going to have to get out of the chat. I'm losing my voice and like literally I've been talking for an hour straight. But I'm going to finish up with this. So sorry if I missed your chat comment. But double tap that screen real quick. Give us some more likes here. Get those likes up real quick while we finish up here. Sean and I have been talking before many times that if we can get the channel to grow enough, we're going to bring Sean up and we're going to do some live shows. We want to have it by the time the draft hits up to that level to where Sean and I can go down to the draft, do a bunch of live shows. Sean can come experience the Pittsburgh atmosphere, the Morgantown atmosphere down here, and enjoy and meet some of you guys. And I could also meet some of you guys. And definitely that's what we want to do. That's our game plan. That's our goal, guys. Let's get this channel to that level to where we can bring Sean up here just off of what YouTube is bringing us and get Sean here and allow him to bring his family with him, spend a week or so up here and enjoy and have some quality content put in live, both of us together right in front of your face. It would be pretty cool, man. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here again. Thank you so very much for joining us here on Steel City Live, man. We truly, truly appreciate all of you every single day. I apologize for not being able to get Sean on again. We will get it worked out one day, guys. It's just a matter of time. I have no clue what the problem is. I've tried literally every solution, but there's got to be some way to fix it, man. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's what you got to think all the time. But we'll try to get there here and bring you some more great Steelers content together. But we'll be back tomorrow morning, man, with some more Steelers news. And bet your bottom dollar, I think a trade's about to be happening. Trade alert, trade alert, trade alert. The Pittsburgh Steelers trade for? That's the question. Fill in the blank. But anyway, guys, make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. Make sure you like the show before you go. Double tap the screen. Double tap it. That's all you got to do. It's so easy. And make sure you share all of it to all the content to all your friends, man. And like us on Twitter or X and Facebook. Let's build those two platforms up next also and get up to a few thousand followers and on those platforms also and really create just a awesome community, man. So till tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Thank you all, my friends, and I will see you then.